Now, a highly suspicious Gupta-linked coal contract with Eskom was declared invalid today. The Special Investigating Unit has secured a court order setting aside a contract between worth 3.7 billion rand between Gupta-linked Tegeta and Eskom. These are the strange circumstances that led to Tegeta doing business with Eskom. Let's just recap. First, former Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane is alleged to have flown to Switzerland to facilitate the sale of a mine, Optimum coal mine, from Glencore to Tegeta. His involvement in possibly pressuring Glencore to sell the mine to Tegeta has been described as potentially improper by a parliamentary committee. Then, seemingly to allow Tegeta to pay for the mine, Eskom agreed to give it a prepayment for coal of nearly 700 million rand. The Zondo Commission into State Capture has heard that Eskom's board tender committee resolved to make that payment before any contract was in place, and an Eskom official was instructed to do it in less than 2 hours. Well, let's discuss the latest. We're joined by the spokesperson for the Special Investigating Unit, Kaizer Kganyago. Kaizer, so this entire deal is unlawful now. Is that where we're at?
No, definitely, Francis. The entire thing is unlawful. The High Court in Pretoria today gave an order that says that the contract has no effect. It has now been cancelled, and that contract is worth 3.7 billion rand.
It looks like there was clear favoritism here, possible corruption, government officials involved, Eskom officials involved, all to facilitate a deal to allow a Gupta-linked company to make profits off Eskom. Now, was that the reason, or was it technical because there was no contract in place?
No, the reason behind that was we found that when we looked at the contract, there was a problem with the issue of procurement. They did not follow the procurement process. To a contract to the value of 3.7 billion, that was not taken through a proper tender process, and it was just done with a single sourcing process. And some of the things as per their contract was to, for example, to deal with the issue of reporting the matter to the Treasury so that they can get approval, which was not done. And all of those things made us understand that this was just pushed through, and it was not done in terms of the PFMA, in terms of the PPPFA, and all of those things led to us going and approaching the court to get this kind of an order.
So what does this mean in practice, though? Because Tegeta is now under business rescue. So let's start with the money. I mean, can any money be recouped?
At the moment, we cannot say there is money that can be recouped. But what we know is the Tegeta has been paid so far, because this is a 10-year contract that started in 2015. It was supposed to end in 2025. Therefore, they've been paid so far an amount of 1.25 billion, and the other money has not been paid, obviously, which is the savings that we are getting for Eskom, and on those the remaining, which is about 2.5 billion rand. Sorry. Therefore, what has then since happened, because now Tegeta is under business rescue, the Company Act Section 133(1)(b) indicates that no company must institute legal proceedings against a company that is in business rescue unless the court grants permission or the business rescue people are able to give that permission. In this particular instance, one of the things that were in the order is the fact that the SIU is now given permission, if it is necessary, to go and institute legal action against Tegeta. And that way, once we have done our investigations and finalized them, we'll be able to know whether there are things that we need to follow up. And now that we've got the permission, we will go and deal with those issues.
But again, to what end? Some would say, can any justice be done? The ultimate beneficiaries are believed to be the Guptas. They're not even in the country.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is the contract is not between the Guptas and Eskom. The contract is between a company called Tegeta, and we can only work on the basis of that, because these are the issues that are before us. But one thing that I need to make very clear is, in the process of doing this investigation, once we have already found in some instances that some of the officials are involved. And those are the issues that will be dealt with by Eskom, because we make that referral to Eskom because it's an employer-employee issue. And then when it comes to criminality, if there are people who are found to have done criminal activities, we refer that element to the NPA for the NPA to deal with the criminal nature. And in both cases, our contribution as the SIU is we will provide our investigators to be witnesses in the cases, criminal cases, but also to be witnesses in the cases that are before the Eskom, the disciplinary hearings.
So there's no finding of criminality now, and some people would say, why not? This whole deal has been suspicious from the start. It was signed in 2015. A whole lot of Eskom officials have also been named in a parliamentary report looking at this issue. Why are there no criminal charges? Why is nobody facing arrest?
Yes, we cannot say there are no criminal issues. We are saying in the process of doing our investigation, because it is not our responsibility as SIU to deal with criminality. But as you might have seen, I'll just give you a simple example. One of the contracts that we were dealing with at Medupi, we found that there was criminal activities that were happening. We referred that matter to the NPA. They worked with the Hawks, and you remember in December, two officials of the former officials of Eskom were arrested, together with the businessman that was dealing with them. Therefore, in cases, because the investigation is continuing, we don't give commentaries as and when. We can only give you indication when certain things are achieved, like in this particular instance, we have achieved this court ruling, and therefore, when we are done with the investigation, we will see what we have referred. But also, we do referrals in between. The minute we find criminality, we send the referrals, but we cannot say at this moment that there are no referrals as yet. Yes.
So if we look at the names in the parliamentary report, names like Michelle Koko, Ben Ngambane, Brian Molefe, and Anoj Singh, who was the chief financial officer when this deal was struck, you can't tell us if any of those will be facing arrest.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do that, because if we start doing commentaries when the processes are still in place, we run a risk of falling into the trap of letting people go. We are going to be to do a thorough investigation, and once everything is done, we will send the report to the president, and the president, as we have seen recently, releases all of those reports that we do, and those reports will be released to the public, and the people will know. But like I say, in the process, we are not going to wait for the report. In the process of investigation, if we find criminalities, we send it to the NPA, so that there are parallel processes that are happening.
All right, let's leave it there. But of course, this could open the way for other contracts with SOEs to be declared invalid. Many companies, Gupta-linked, engaging with those SOEs over several years. That was Special Investigating Unit spokesperson Kaizer Kganyago.